A job where negative 50 degrees Celsius is just another day at the office. A route where frozen rivers crack beneath your wheels, storms can bury your truck in minutes, and the road itself is made of ice. Where fuel freezes solid, help is days away, and survival depends on skill, courage, and a little bit of luck. Today, we're uncovering how Russian truckers survived the harshest winter on Earth. From navigating ice roads that could collapse at any moment, to battling temperatures so cold that fuel freezes solid. These drivers face conditions that would stop most vehicles in their tracks. But what does it take to keep a 25-ton truck moving when nature itself tries to shut everything down? And why do they do it for as little as $600 a trip? Let's find out. Welcome to the Arctic roads. Picture this, driving through Russia, where the temperature gauge reads minus 50. That's not just cold, but cold enough to freeze diesel fuel solid. For most people, that means staying inside. But for Russian truckers, that's just another day at the office. This isn't a typical trucking route. There's no chain of truck stops, no friendly diners. There's no cell service to call for help either. Just endless white stretching to the horizon, where the nearest town might be days away. And when the snow starts falling, those familiar roads disappear. These drivers take on routes that would make most truckers pause. They spend 5 days across the frozen wilderness battling conditions that would shut down most highways. The pay is just $600 per trip. That might not sound like much for risking life and limb, but out here, it's not about the money. It's about keeping entire communities connected to the outside world. Black ice is a constant companion on these routes, and GPS usually fails here. Instead, these drivers rely on skills passed down through generations. They read the sky like a weather map and listen for the smallest change in the engine sound that could spell trouble. When the nearest help is hundreds of miles away, these little details become a matter of survival. The truth about Russian truckers is they're never really alone out there. An unwritten code on the road binds them together. When drivers pass each other, they stop. They share information about what's ahead. They check on each other. Because out here, in temperatures cold enough to freeze antifreeze solid, survival isn't just about skill. It's about community. For these drivers, this isn't a job from a classified ad. Many learned the trade from their fathers and uncles, who drove these same routes when trucks were far less sophisticated. They carry on a legacy, combining old-school knowledge with modern technology to keep supplies moving when nature itself tries to shut everything down. These drivers rely on skill and legacy to survive, but even they couldn't do it without their trucks. Wait until you see what these machines can handle. Built for the impossible, these machines tell a story of survival through engineering. The KAMAZ trucks crossing Russia aren't just transportation. They're rolling fortresses designed for some of the harshest conditions on Earth. Every part of these vehicles comes together in a symphony of cold weather engineering, where failure isn't an option. The heart of these trucks starts with their engines. Standard diesel engines would fail instantly in Russian winters. However, these power plants use special fuel systems with multiple stages of protection. The first line of defense is the fuel itself. Arctic-grade diesel with special additives that prevent it from turning into gel. Then comes the delivery system, with heated fuel lines and multiple filters that catch ice crystals before they can become problems. The engine block gets special treatment too, wrapped in layers of insulation that would look more at home in a building than a truck. The cab becomes more than just a driver's workspace. It transforms into a survival pod. Multiple heating systems work together, starting with the main truck heater and backing it up with portable stoves built right into the dashboard. The windows use a special triple-layer glass that traps air between the panes, creating natural insulation against the brutal cold. Even the door seals get special attention, using materials that stay flexible when normal rubber cracks and fails. Moving to the running gear reveals more survival features. The suspension system uses special steel alloys that maintain their strength even at temperatures that would make normal springs brittle as glass. Each wheel hub gets its temperature monitoring system, warning drivers before bearings can freeze. The tires themselves are engineering marvels, using rubber compounds that stay flexible in extreme cold, while special treads bite into ice and packed snow. The electrical system pays the same attention to survival details. Multiple batteries work together, each specially designed to deliver power in extreme cold. The wiring uses military-grade insulation that won't crack, while every connection gets special waterproof seals. Even the lights are different, with heated lenses that prevent ice buildup and special bulbs that can handle rapid temperature changes. However, perhaps the most impressive features are the backup systems. These trucks don't just have Plan B. They have plans C, D, and E. They have multiple fuel tanks with separate heating systems, backup air compressors for the brake system, and extra alternators ready to take over if the main one fails. Even the windshield wipers have their heating elements and backup motors. The tools these trucks carry tell their own story. Blowtorches become essential equipment used to thaw frozen brake lines and fuel systems. Special Arctic-grade grease guns help maintain critical components. Even the basic tools are different, with special coatings that prevent metal from sticking to bare skin in sub-zero temperatures. Every system, component, and detail comes together to create machines that can keep moving when everything else stops. These aren't just trucks. They're the product of decades of hard-won experience in one of the world's most challenging environments. These trucks are engineering marvels, but their ultimate test is still ahead. What happens when the roads disappear and rivers become highways? Driving on frozen rivers. The ice roads of Russia reveal a world where water and winter create natural highways. When temperatures plummet, Russia's rivers transform into vital transportation routes. These frozen waterways stretch for hundreds of miles, creating paths to places unreachable any other way. The locals call the frozen Indigirka River their magic carpet, but this enchanting name hides deadly serious dangers. Driving on these icy roads demands complete focus and years of experience. The surface might look solid, but conditions can change in minutes. Drivers learn to spot the warning signs. A change in the ice color from white to dark blue means thin spots ahead. The sound of cracking under the wheels tells them when to adjust their route. Even the way snow lies on the surface carries messages about what lies beneath. The rules of ice road driving turn normal trucking wisdom upside down. Drivers never wear seatbelts here. If the truck breaks through, they need to escape fast. They keep their doors cracked open slightly while crossing. The sound of the wind might be annoying, but those open doors could mean survival if the ice gives way. Speed becomes a delicate balance. Too fast, and the truck creates waves under the ice that can crack it. Too slow, and the weight sits in one spot too long. Drivers maintain a steady pace, usually around 25 miles per hour. They space themselves far apart, keeping the weight distributed. Getting stuck behind a slower truck means waiting patiently. Passing on ice roads isn't just dangerous, it's suicidal. The preparation for ice crossing starts long before the first wheel touches frozen water. Drivers check the ice thickness constantly. They drill test holes and measure. 15 inches of ice can usually support a loaded truck, but they prefer to wait for 20 inches or more. Better safe than sorry becomes more than a saying when the alternative is sinking into freezing water. Every driver crossing these ice roads carries memories of those who didn't make it. Sunken trucks lie beneath the surface, silent warnings of what happens when things go wrong. But necessity drives them forward. For many remote communities, these ice roads provide the only way to receive vital supplies during winter months. The Kolyma Highway stands as the most famous of these winter routes. People call it the Road of Bones, a name that recalls its dark history. Built during Stalin's time, its foundation contains the remains of Gulag prisoners who died during construction. Today's drivers travel the same path, carrying supplies instead of suffering. But the road's grim history reminds them that survival here has always demanded extraordinary human endurance. Driving on frozen rivers is deadly, but no driver is truly alone. Out here, survival depends on a code of brotherhood you wouldn't believe. Never alone out here. Life on Russia's ice roads creates a unique community. These drivers share more than just routes. They share a code of survival that turns strangers into brothers, forged by the understanding that today's helper could be tomorrow's help. Out here, no driver passes another truck in trouble. It doesn't matter if they're running late or if helping means missing a delivery deadline. When temperatures drop low enough to freeze fuel solid, survival depends on working together. Every driver carries extra supplies, not just for themselves, but for anyone they might find stranded along the way. The CB radio becomes more than just a tool for updates. It transforms into a lifeline connecting these road warriors. Drivers call out warnings about dangerous ice conditions, share news about incoming storms, and keep track of each other's progress, making sure everyone makes it to their destination. When someone doesn't check in on schedule, others adjust their routes to look for them. Regular meeting points dot these frozen highways. Drivers gather at these spots to share hot meals and swap stories. They pass down knowledge earned through hard experience. Veterans teach newcomers how to read the ice, how to listen to their engines, and how to survive when everything goes wrong. These gathering spots become classrooms where mistakes learned the hard way become lessons that keep others alive. Breaking down here means more than just missing a deadline. In temperatures that can freeze exposed skin in minutes, mechanical problems become survival situations. That's why drivers always travel with emergency supplies, extra food, sleeping bags rated for extreme cold, and backup communications gear. However, their greatest safety net remains the knowledge that other drivers will come looking for them if they disappear. The radio crackles with conversations that reveal the deep bonds between these truckers. They celebrate successes together, a difficult delivery completed, a new driver's first solo ice crossing, and a successful rescue of a stranded colleague. These shared moments strengthen the connections that keep everyone alive when nature tries its hardest to prove humans don't belong in this frozen world. Each driver carries stories of times they needed help and times they provided it. No one keeps score, and no one expects payment. Out here, helping others isn't charity, it's survival. Because everyone knows that someday, when the temperature drops and something goes wrong, they might be the ones calling for help on the radio. In a world where most people avoid the outdoors at -30, these drivers push through at -50. They cross frozen rivers, battle Arctic storms, and keep communities connected when nature tries to isolate them. The story of Russian winter truckers isn't just about driving. It's about human endurance, mechanical ingenuity, and the extraordinary lengths people will go to help others survive. It's a testament to what happens when human determination meets nature's greatest challenges. What would you do if your truck broke down in -50-degree weather? Could you handle driving across a frozen river knowing it might crack? Drop a comment below and let us know if you would dare to take on one of the world's most extreme driving jobs. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more incredible videos of trucks pushing the limits of what's possible on the road. Thanks for watching.